What do I eat in a day to maintain my 35-pound weight loss and my newly found food freedom? For the purists out there, I guess you can say I am no longer a carnivore. That's right. But first, I want to shout out two of my favorite snack companies, Carnivore Crisps and the Carnivore Bar. I never leave the house without them. And honestly, they've been lifesavers whenever we go to the beach or anytime I'm going to be out and about for a full day. There's always a bag of carnivore crisps or a bar in my car. The carnivore bar is around 400 calories, so it's definitely dense, but it is very clean carnivore. And they do have some that have honey in them. That's the one that I don't do. I just do the other ones, and I do the ones that are salted. Those are my favorite. So check those out. I will put my codes for both the carnivore crisps and the carnivore bar in the description box below, and I'll have them show up on the screen here in front of you as well. Okay, so I am no longer a carnivore. You did hear that right. And I do want you to relax. I still believe that the carnivore diet is the optimal human diet, and that will always be my goal. That would be the thing that I'm going to shoot for and be as close to that as possible. However, my goal in the most recent months has been to cure my sugar addiction and maintain the food freedom. And as a side note, for anybody who's watching this for the first time and doesn't know my thoughts on what food freedom really is, it's not about eating deep fried Oreos with intention. That's not what I'm talking about. What food freedom really is, it's fixing or healing that dopamine deficit that you have created by eating addictive foods. I do have a video that walks you through how to fix that dopamine deficit step by step. I will make sure that I link it in the description box below, so check that out. But as I was saying, my priority is to never have a binge eating episode again. Like, that's my main goal. It's just the addiction. And I'm just so ecstatic that I finally cracked the code on how to do that. So it's a two-prong approach. First, eating as close as possible to a carnivore diet, because that is the closest you're going to get to a sober meal plan, because it doesn't have anything sweet and it doesn't have any carbohydrates, which are the most addictive food substances. But also, it's about training harder than last time, just like Greg Doucette has always been telling us. So let's start with what I generally have for breakfast. It's generally just boiled eggs. I've been having that for weeks and I have no issue with it. I used to have eggs and bacon, and now I'm just doing eggs plus light mayo. And I have noticed while filming this video and shooting all of the meals, preparing for this video to come out, I've noticed I'm adding a lot of light mayo. Calorie-wise, it's really not a lot. However, I can see how on the video it looks like it's a lot. So that's something for me to think about. But for me, it is working perfectly, and I'm just gotten to a place that's the best that I've ever felt. And I'm just happy where I'm at right now. After breakfast, I will train hard. So I'll run at least 8 miles, maybe 7 miles if I'm gonna lift as well, but never less than that. And sometimes it can go up to half a marathon a day, which is 13 miles, 14 miles a day. And then I do weightlifting around 4 times a week. But the more important thing is not the amount of miles I'm doing or how much I'm lifting. The more important part is me focused on the time under tension. Am I feeling uncomfortable? If I go and I lift weights and I wasn't uncomfortable, it was useless to me, because the whole purpose of me doing that is to upregulate my baseline dopamine level, whether it's by weightlifting or by doing cardio. It's basically about training for life, for resiliency, so that when you do get a call that somebody died, you don't fall apart and you go off your meal plan and you forget about your goals. You're strong enough to handle the blows that life is going to throw at you. So it has very, very little to do with body composition, my training program. It has everything to do with mental strength. That's my main goal, and that's why I train the way that I do. And honestly, that's why most people can't stick to any meal plan. It's because they're not strong enough mentally. But it's not about just, oh, toughen up. It's like, no, you have to prove to yourself that you're getting mentally stronger. And that's how exercise can be a very physical, tangible way of showing you how you're getting mentally stronger as you get fitter and fitter cardio and weight training. Then my second and last meal of the day is generally Purdue Italian style chicken breast with some light mayo on the side. Some days I will do 2 Purdue chicken breasts instead of 3 and add a side of grilled shrimp or langoustine, no lobster, which I have just discovered. I don't know why it took me so long. I will only allow myself 1 cup of element flavored electrolyte mix with dinner. The goal is to eliminate the element eventually because I don't think that artificial sweeteners are helpful for my sobriety nor for my gut health. But for now, it does feel like heaven after running half a marathon. Honestly, I could eat cardboard after running half a marathon and it'll taste orgasmic. Try it. I will also sometimes just have ground turkey or ground beef burgers with some tzatziki sauce or some light mayo or even some Dijon mustard as a condiment. Sometimes I will have a rotisserie chicken or for dinner or even pulled pork. But at the moment, I am pulling back from fattier cuts of meat for something special that I'm preparing for. I don't want to say it out loud just yet, but soon enough you will find out. I'm very excited about that. Anyway, so far this plan is working exceptionally well. It's working beyond my expectations, and I think I can confidently say that I have finally cured my addiction for real. It has happened, folks, finally. And I'm not struggling on this plan. I have 0 cravings. Well, I shouldn't say that. Tiny bit that I can very easily override. Nothing even close to what I used to have before. I have more and more energy as my fitness level keeps going up and up, and my mood is just through the roof, which is really why I'm doing this, really more about the brain benefits and the mental strength and resiliency. And because really for body composition purposes, a lot of people can even not work out and they can still get those results, whether muscle building or losing weight. So it's not really so much about that. But for me, the mental aspect is very important. I do feel like I'm constantly high, like I've taken an Adderall pill without the crash. It's like clean cocaine without the crash. And hopefully that's where you will get once you really start focusing on training really hard. Another thing I've noticed is that I feel like my body is now requiring only 7 hours of sleep instead of the usual 9. Honestly, maybe even 6 hours a night, which I don't know. I'm very, very happy, but I don't want to celebrate too soon. I want to see if that stays like that for the next 2 months. And then I will declare victory and film a YouTube video on how training really hard and upregulating your baseline dopamine levels can lead to less sleep requirements. I couldn't find any literature on this. It seems like nobody bothered to study the effect of dopamine on your sleep duration. I did find, though, some data showing how exercise makes you a more efficient sleeper, so you don't require as many hours of sleep. So maybe that's what's going on. Needless to say, I'm very happy because now if I'm only requiring 6 hours instead of 9 hours, I have 3 hours of the day that I've opened up. So really when I'm training, it's not really taking up any extra time out of my day. So the goal is obviously always perfection, always chase what is the best course of action. And in my opinion, it is just eating meat, ribeyes, a clean carnivore diet. But for right now, I feel like the addiction has been handled very, very well. I am very happy. This is very practical for me and it's just working beautifully. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the update. I hope this was helpful. Check out my group coaching if you want me to coach you in a group setting in a very budget-friendly manner. August cohort is going to start in a week. So check out the slide at the end of this video. It guides you through what you need to do so that I can add you to the roster so you can start with us the beginning of August, so you could be added to the group chat, to the community, and you get access to all of the previous recordings of our group sessions as well. There's a wealth of data and information and support there. Thank you so much for sticking with me till the end. I hope you enjoyed this type of content. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell icon so YouTube alerts you every time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.